then we are no threat to them. But just to make sure, let's make sure that they can't talk freely on the internet. Autocrats like Putin have used these platforms as a strategic weapon against democratic countries that they consider a threat, he said. I bet America do that as well. Don't you imagine that they do disinformation, misinformation, stir stuff up? We know they do. There's evidence of it in Latin America. It's not necessary for people to believe this information in order to weaken democratic institutions. You just have to flood a country's public square with enough raw sewage. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I think that you should have access to all of the information. I'm not afraid of what Steve Bannon might tell me or what Vladimir Putin might tell me. I'm afraid he might attack me with a nuclear missile. I'm not afraid of what he might say to me or he might leverage misinformation at me. I think we should be equally discerning about all potential sources of information and then over time establish trust and relationship with a variety based on our personal experiences, our differing needs and opinions. Any attempt to control the information that comes in and to control your thoughts. What do they think of us? They think that we're stupid and that we can't be trusted to discern correctly. Clearly, that's true. And they think that we're malevolent, that we have to be heavily governed and heavily controlled. I think the opposite. I think that you are bright. I think that you are beautiful. I think you're capable of making your own decisions. I don't think you need me or anybody to tell you what to think. You've been through things that I will never understand. You've experienced things that I'll never understand. You have different opinions from me for reasons that I can't comprehend and perhaps never will. And I believe in your right to be and do all of those things, aside from some pretty obvious principles that crop up in ideologies, philosophies, and theologies across the world. Don't kill each other, don't hurt each other. I think that we should be free to do whatever we want to do, to be whoever we want to be. I don't want Barack Obama or Steve Bannon or Vladimir Putin to be in charge of that. So look at who is advocating for more control, look at who is advocating for less control, and you decide for yourself who you think is the greatest threat to your freedom. Is that to raise enough questions, spread enough dirt, plant enough conspiracy theorizing that citizens no longer know what to believe? Oh, so you know what to believe. You already know democracy is in trouble. You already know that a significant number of your Congress people, all of them, are receiving lobbying money. You know that many of them are invested in stocks. That's significant information. Deal with that. Deal with that information. Forget misinformation. Come out and say, right, there might be misinformation for a while. We're stopping that. And the Wall Street and Washington revolving door, that don't move no more. And that's affected me personally because guess what I've been doing since I've been president? That would garner a little more respect and a little more trust than just more measures that look like they might lead to you not being able to express yourself on your phone. Obama says he was not surprised to learn that Putin was accused of trying to influence the 2016 presidential election through social media. It's been pretty conclusively proven that that was made up and paid for by his mates. Here's Glenn Greenwald, the Pulitzer Prize-winning right-wing fascist. A group of former intelligence and national security officials on Monday issued a jointly signed letter warning that pending legislative attempts to restrict or break up the power of big tech monopolies, Facebook, Google and Amazon, would jeopardize national security because, they argue, their centralized censorship power is crucial to advancing US foreign policy. The majority of this letter is devoted to repeatedly invoking the grave threat allegedly posed to the US by Russia as illustrated by the invasion of Ukraine, and it repeatedly points to the new dangers of Putin and the Kremlin to justify the need to preserve big tech's power in its maximalist form. Any attempt to restrict big tech's monopolistic power would therefore undermine the US fight against Moscow. That's brilliant, isn't it? That is one interesting perspective, that just as people start to become really powerfully, strongly disillusioned en masse with their institutions, as trust breaks down post-pandemic, as people think, oh no, Joe Biden, it's not any better, is it? Oh no. Hey, never mind that, guys. Big threat coming. Big threat coming. Sit and quake in your little houses and shut up and trust it all to mummy and daddy over at big tech and the state. As long as you're frightened, as long as you're disillusioned, as long as you can't trust anybody and as long as you can't trust yourself, you're malleable, you're fodder. While one of their central claims is that big tech monopoly power is necessary to combat, i.e. censor, foreign disinformation, several of these officials are themselves leading disinformation agents. Many were the same former intelligence officials who signed the now infamous and debunked pre-election letter fraudulently claiming that the authentic Hunter Biden emails had the hallmarks of Russia disinformation. But we've already seen how they control, manage and manipulate misinformation or information, or those two subjective terms that are interchangeable according to the will, whims, and agenda of the powerful. Former Obama Director National Intelligence James Clapper and former Obama CIA Director Michael Morrell, former Obama CIA Pentagon Chief Leon Panetta. Others who signed this new letter have strong financial ties. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, no, I'm so worn out. I can't keep doing it. Can you? Like, Barack Obama is out there in all the righteousness. Are there any strong financial ties between your allies that have signed this letter and the big tech companies? How do you keep smiling? How do you keep the faith amidst all this? Others who signed this new letter have strong financial ties to the big corporations whose power they are defending in the name of national security. Morrell, Panetta, and former Bush National Security Advisor Fran Townsend. It's all the same names, isn't it? And you're getting tired of hearing this. Bush, Clinton, Obama, Biden, Bush, Clinton. And then they expect us to turn out every 4 years. We've got Biden, but he's wearing a different hat. We've got Obama, but it's a woman one. Look, why do you guys not respect our democracy? We've got Bush, but it's a little baby Bush. Why do you not? How much freedom do you people need? Right, we're going to shut down your freedom to complain about this lack of freedom. We're giving you all these 4 families and every single member of the family, and you're still not happy. When will you respect our democracy and our sacred financial relationships between these families and these powerful big tech companies and their media subsidiaries? What's wrong with you? We've got to protect democracy. But all of that, in a way, is just what I think. Tell me what you think. What you think is more important than what I think. I'm crazy, clearly. Hit me up in the comments below if you enjoyed